Good morning. Glad you guys are here. I'm going to turn the music off a moment. We should be expecting one more. So if we're centering with our eyes closed and you hear the door pop open, unless I say something or unless you hear me walking, like it's fine, it's Sarah. Okay. So what I wanted to start off the practice with today is just considering how we can be an ambassador of peace. There's a lot of discord, a lot of chaos, even war happening in our world right now. And Gandhi once said, how can we be the change that we want to see in the world? And I think everybody is just kind of over it and really wants just more peace. It's not much to ask, but it seems hard to get. I wanted to share with you just a little piece of the prayer of St. Francis. I'm sure you've heard this before. I'm not going to say the whole thing. I'm just going to recite the first little bit. Make me an instrument or a channel of peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, let me pardon. Where there is doubt, let me have faith. Where there is sadness, let me experience joy. Where there is despair, bring me hope. And where there is darkness, allow there to be light. So that's just a small portion of that. And it's always kind of more or less attributed to St. Francis, but he wasn't actually the person who said it. It was actually someone whose the author is unknown, and it was published in France in a spiritual publication in 1912. And then they turned this publication into the Prayer of St. Francis. So it doesn't matter if we are feeling, hurt, if we're feeling anger, if we're feeling victimized in some way. How is it that we can be an ambassador of peace? How well are we able to maybe let go of those things or let go of those people or let go of those circumstances and just turn away from it through an act of forgiveness? Forgiveness does not mean you're allowing someone to disrespect you. Forgiveness doesn't mean you're allowing them to just get away with it. Forgiveness is actually cutting the energetic and emotional cord so that you are no longer tethered to that person or that situation or that past event. And when we cut those cords, it frees us up. And if we free ourselves up, we can experience peace and be an ambassador of peace. I remember years ago in the old space doing a whole theme based on anger. And I remember Cindy actually telling me after class, she was like, I really enjoyed the class, but I just do not allow myself to feel anger. I'm not an angry person. I don't get angry. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing, that you don't get angry. But the majority of us do feel that at certain times. And I don't want to discount that. There is a piece in, come on in. There is a piece of scripture, where Jesus says, I can't even remember it verbatim, and I didn't look it up this morning, but basically if someone hits you on one cheek, turn the other cheek or something like that. He did not mean turn the other cheek and let him slap you again. What he meant by turn the other cheek was that anger is the shadow side of that person or the shadow side of that situation. It's the darkness. Turn away from the darkness, turn away from the anger, turn away from all of that muck and turn back into the light. Turn back into the light and move back into a higher vibration, move back into that state of peace. So I love this practice. I love what yoga and meditation offers us. There are many times where I have felt anger or a lot of hurt. And if I've done this practice, it just transmutes the energy and it just helps me feel so much better. So I hope that's the case for you, not only today, but always. This is something that we can definitely rely on. So let's choose to be an ambassador of peace, and let's be a part of our practice and intention for today. Let's sit upright, and we're going to begin our breath work. So come to a comfortable seat. Feel free to sit on a platform if that makes it easier for your hips and your back. And begin to align your vertebrae, stacking one bone on top of the other, but providing some length and space in the process. Let your shoulders relax away from the face. Let your elbows softly bend. And your palms rest downward on your lap. As you close the lids of the eyes, gaze in and up towards the mind's eye as if you were looking off into the distance towards the full moon. The full moon in Sagittarius was yesterday. It's actually called a rose or a strawberry moon. And the energy of this moon is trying to highlight within our state of awareness the old energy or the way that we used to process things. It's allowing us to become aware of that and to sit with that, to be with that, and to release that so that we can come into a new space. So that we can invite these new downloads to take over. So tune in and tune up. Every inhalation, invite this new energy in. That's going to promote your health and healing. With every exhalation, feel it as though you're washing something away, clearing something out. You can almost look at your breath as being like a way to floss, the way we floss the space between the teeth. Let the breath floss through your body for physical comfort. Let the breath floss through the mind to create some mental focus. Let the breath help to floss the spirit, to uplift you, to bring you back to your original state. If you can, activate the Ujjayi Pranayama. This is a breath that we focused on earlier this week. Constricting the backside of your throat and making the breath audible to hear. I want you to consider, I think we've all seen Star Wars. If you haven't seen the movie, you at least probably have seen that one piece where Darth Vader is fighting the Jedi. And he's trying to get the Jedi angry. And he said, yes, use your anger to step to the dark side. You may have seen clips of the Jedi being steady, turning to their breath, or even closing their eyes to meditate to come back into the pure state. So let's be the Jedi, the ambassador of peace. On your next in-breath, lift up to the crown of your head. Crack your eyelids open, and as you exhale, turn to look over the right shoulder. As you inhale, bring the head to center. Exhale, turn the head to the other. Continue with this process. Inhale through center. Exhale, keep the eyelids heavy, eyes at half mast. Inhale to center and exhale to the other. We're going to do that one more time. See if you can look through the corner of the eyes, maybe finding a little bit more range of motion without force. And then bring the head back to center, return the eyelids down and lower the right ear towards the right shoulder and just let the head hang here. Not pushing it down, not forcing it down, just allowing gravity to assist. And on your next in-breath, bring the head back up and exhale, take the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Again, not powering down, not pushing down. You're ready, inhale, bring the head back up to center, crack the eyelids open. Let's go ahead and come up to stand. And as we come up to stand, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start with some A's or Namaskaras. So look down at your feet, line up the big toes on the same and visible line.
Zip up through your legs, engaging the muscles. Activate your core muscles and bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. Remembering our intention to be an ambassador of peace. Sweep the arms to your sides and up overhead. And as you exhale, begin to fold down into your Uttanasana. Inhale, lift and lengthen up halfway. And as you exhale, we're stepping it down the mat to plank, rocking forward and lowering down to chaturanga. As you inhale, rise to up dog. And as you exhale, roll it back to downward facing dog. Now hold and breathe, powering down to the palms, stretching long through the arms. Activate that pranayama. Let the breath bring you home to yourself. On your next inhale, you can walk, lunge, or float the feet together to the top of the mat, rising up halfway. And then releasing down to the full forward fold. Inhale, root to rise up. And exhale, bringing hands back into the heart. We're gonna go right back into another. Inhale, expand, open. And exhale, fold into self. Inhale, create some space. And exhale to chaturanga dandasana. You can go straight back into that one singular pose, or you can pass through. Once you take the full vinyasa and you return to downward facing dog, be here with your head angled between the upper arms, with your sits bones rising fully up towards the sky. Breath staying full and rhythmic. On your next in breath, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat to Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, bow out. Inhale, coming all the way to the top. And exhale, Samasthiti. Moving on, inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale, open the heart, let it shine. Exhale to Chaturanga Dandasana, building more strength. Inhale, gain some flexibility in your spine. And exhale, draw back through the belly. Be here upside down for a moment and have the eyes open. What do you notice? What do you sense? What do you see? Can you still sense and feel and see on the inside, even though you're looking to the outside? Stay connected with your breath. Listen. Inhale, let's bring the feet to the top of the mat. Lifting up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, coming all the way up to the top. And exhale, Samasthiti. We're gonna do one more of these. Inhale, open up. Exhale, fold and hinge from hips. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, sink and hover. Hover and hold until the in-breath picks you up. And allow the out-breath to roll you back. Hold here. Use yourself with goodness. Inhaling, feet plant at the top of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana. And then exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale up. And exhale, Samasthiti. We're gonna move into B. Inhale, Utkatasana, so the knees bend, back the hips up. Sprout up through the side traps. And then exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, little pick me up. Exhaling to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhaling to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Not holding. Right foot steps through. Back heel lowers down. Come up to Warrior One. Keep the back thigh rolling towards the front and the front thigh rolling out and away. Exhale, hands down. Step it back. Continue to flow. Stay with your personal breath. So your action doesn't get ahead of your breath. Left foot leads. Back to a land. Warrior One. Same approach. Plant the feet, square the hips. Internal rotation with the back thigh, external rotation with the front. And release. Continue to flow. This time we hold. Press into the forward part of the hands. Press through the balls of the feet. Send the energy up and away. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, straight down. Inhale, Utkatasana, knees bend, arms float up. Exhale, Samastiti. Another beat. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open up. Exhale, Chaturanga, pass through plank if you choose. Moving into the heart opening and exhaling to the inversion. Right foot steps through again, Warrior One. However, this time in Warrior One, once you get the spine more erect and your lower body conditioned down, lift up to your side body, place your palms together and gaze up. From Exalted Warrior, release the hands. Step it back. Continue to get back into the groove. Once you come to down dog, the left foot steps through. Back heel descends, Warrior One. Check with your lower body first, and then move up the ladder from there. Gaze towards the steeple that you're creating with your form, and direct it towards the heavens. Exhale, release, and continue. Pausing here. So ensuring that you're not rolling your back. Instead, the belly's hugging in to support the back. And remember, your breath is your greatest support. Inhale, feet land at the top. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart. We're just doing one more beat today. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga. Wait for the in-breath to rise. Wait for the exhale to take it back. Right foot steps through, Warrior One. Starting with Virabhadrasana the regular way, gazing straight ahead, chin parallel to the earth, setting that drishti. And then extend your side body, palms together, gaze up. Exalted warrior. Exhale, separate the arms, pour over the front leg, but take the arms not just straight to the sides, but angled back. Yeah. Say glue down on your back foot. When you're ready, hands down. Step back. Drop it low. Build it up. And rock and roll back. Left foot steps through. Warrior one. Regular way first. Exalted form second. And then hinge over for the third. Creating your wings. Look down at your front foot. Burrow it down. Stabilize through the big toe, through the knee. Good, release your hands. Last vinyasa for now. Thank God for air conditioning now. Imagine if you were doing this outside. Feel the heat you've already built within. And imagine that external heat piercing through your skin. It is nice to build that inner heat. Building that inner heat can help to burn away some of our restless behaviors, some of our restless nature, and some of that pent up anger or hurt that we've held within. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana at the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. All right, hands to the hips. Pop the feet apart. Let the shoulders roll back. Draw in through the navel and fold. When you fold, at least halfway down, release your hands. Hook the peace mudra around each big toe, and then push your thumbs down into the big toe now. Fly out through the elbows. Bow the head. Virgin Padagostasana. So this move that we're doing with our hands as we push down through the big toes, this can activate a pressure point for the pituitary gland. It's located in the head. Now let's take the hands to the hips, root the feet down, and slowly come all the way up. When you come up, feet together, and you're stepping off to the right. When you step off to the right, your right foot's gonna rotate 90 degrees towards the back wall. You're gonna lunge the knee. You're gonna prop onto that thigh with your elbow, and the left arm's gonna reach up and overhead. So you're coming into side angle. Now look down towards your right knee. Is it still facing the second and third toe? If it is, great. Now gaze up towards the left arm. Can you extend it more fully? Can you bring it into a more dynamic line? And is it possible to take the right hand now down towards the sticky mat on the inside of the right foot? If you drop the hand, is it possible to roll open through your chest? All right, as you exhale, you're gonna bring the hands down to frame that right foot. You're gonna spin off the left heel. You're facing the back wall to send your back knee and untuck the back toes. Good, once you come to the half lunge with your back knee on the floor, take your hands to your right knee and slowly lift up, half lunge. Take the left elbow to the opposite side of that knee, glue the palms together to prayer position at your heart, and dial it to the right. Open up the channel of your breath. Exhale, unwind from the twist. Take the hands to frame it. Curl the back toes under, pluck up the back knee, plant the back foot. Now straighten the right leg, take the hand to the foot, ankle, or shin, and slowly fan the left arm out and up towards the sunlight. Triangle pose. Breathe here. Inhale, use that top hand to draw up. And now turn the right foot in. Your left foot towards the front of the root. Same sequence, lunge the knee, stack it with precision over the ankle, and then prop onto the thigh with your arm. Carry the right arm up and over. Shooting it out in a dynamic way. Taking deep sips of breath. Let's see if you can go any deeper. If possible, take the hand down to the sticky mat. Inside of the foot, the arm can prop the hip open. See if you can roll over to the barrel of the chest. If that's too much, leave it out. Listen to your body. Listen to this energy that's within you and supporting you. Do you have enough? Or do you need to save a little? Preserve what you need to. Now let's go ahead and release both hands, spin off the back heel, lightly lower your right knee, shin, foot. Stack your hands to the left knee and slowly rest. From here, the right elbow will crank to the opposite side, palms will stack, and you'll twist to the left. Breathe. Exhale, unwind. Curl the back toes under. What we're gonna do is we're gonna swivel the feet to face the front door. Walk the hands to the center and release down. The crown of the head facing the earth, sits bones facing the ceiling. Trying to really lengthen and open the back of the body here. Prasarita Padottanasana. Walk your hands out in front of you. Lift up about halfway and look out with your eyes. Hands stacked to the hips and slowly climb. Once you climb up, link your fingers together behind your back. Once they're laced, shoulders roll back towards the spine. Now, if you lose this action in the shoulders on the descent, you can come back and be right here. Because the shoulders is more important. Exhale, begin to hinge forward. So again, I want you to get that shoulder work in. So if you feel like you just lost it on the way down, please come back up, lace your hands and focus on that area instead of the hamstrings. Inhale, come up halfway, release your hands and drop them back down underneath your shoulders. Good, once you even out that blood flow in your head is even with your heart a moment, stack your hands back to your waist, drill the feet down, and slowly climb back up. Awesome. Turn your left foot towards the front and step it up. All right, we're gonna move into Padottanasana. So I just want to review this with you since it is full moon energy and full moon can really amp up emotions. So if you feel like you need support with a wall, please know that you could do Padottanasana A, pivot the foot, do Padottanasana B, turn back around and elevate the heel and just stay on the wall with the toes for Padangusthasana D. So if you need that, take it. Otherwise, you can freestyle it by rooting your left foot, taking a hold of the right big toe, and extending the leg. Open to B. Return to A. Right leg in front or facing the wall. And then hands to the hips if you're freestyling, or lifting the right heel, balancing with the toes if you're at the wall. And release. Why this feels a hard today? Okay, right foot down. Lace the left toe or use the wall. Open the hip. Back to the front. And releasing to D. And release. Okay, that's not hard. We're worried about the next one. So, I had a rough night. I didn't sleep much. For me, really bad. So your blocks are going to be shoulder distance apart. So what I want you to do at first is take your hands to the blocks, have them in front of your sticky mat, and make sure if your hands are on top, yes, they are below the shoulders. That measurement is key. Okay. I'm going to try to show you what I would like you to try, but please know the blocks are there for your usage if you need that for balance, and I may need them too. So, has anybody seen Top Gun? So good, so good. Okay, I love aviation, so that movie was fantastic. I got to see it the other night. So we're gonna be like the fighter pilots. You know how they turn, we're not gonna go fast though, okay? So this even came up in my Reiki reading the other day. I was working with someone and I closed my eyes and it felt like the table was getting ready to flip, but I knew it wasn't, it's solid. And I kept my eyes closed, I'm like, that's not happening. And then I got a visual of the planes rolling. And I said to her, I was like, do you feel like your life is being completely flipped upside down? And she said, absolutely, how'd you know that? That's the message that came in. So we're not gonna completely flip upside down, but this is what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to be the airplane here. And then we're gonna turn. Block used or not. You need it here. Okay. Then we're gonna come back. And then we're gonna try to tip the other wing down. Again, the block is here if you need it to revolve your half wing. And then we'll come back airplane and we'll try to have a safe landing. So did you notice I had my foot back a distance, but in between the blocks? Okay, so that's gonna be, ooh, can I switch your blocks? You might need want thicker ones too. The thin ones can be a little bit more wobbly. So in case you need to switch them out, I'll just take it then. All right, y'all ready for this? All right, blocks are ready. Foot stable, shift your weight. Create your wingspan and fly. Tip the left wing down. Regulate it. Center. Right wing sits down. Feel free to use the block. Beautiful. Airplane. And then soft, safe land. Ooh. Challenge, isn't it? All right, right foot to the middle of the blocks. Shift your weight onto that leg, create that Tadasana form. And expand your wings. Ready, fly. Tip the right wing down. Return. Tip the left wing down. Return. Safe land. Feet plant. Hands to prayer. We're gonna start to bring it on down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, pour it down. Inhale, create some space. Exhale, take your chaturanga. Into up dog. Out to down dog. Breathe. Send your right knee to the floor. Take your left leg out in front. You may need a block to sit on. You might not. Maybe your quads, your knee, your ankle, and your foot are okay with it. If with the block it's still not okay, let it go and bring your foot here instead. Okay, so nothing's forced. If you're good here, lift the arms up. Again, you could do Janu Shirshasana instead. Exhale, forward fold. We have a half saddle on the right side. The gaze is typically out towards the foot. And that way we can radiate the light that stems from the heart. And forward folds assist us in helping to let things go. So if you've been holding on to some hurt, to some victimhood, to some anger, maybe imagine cutting the cords. Because the freedom and the peace that you'll have with that release. Inhale, slowly come up. We're gonna remove that foot that you've been on top of and bring it out in front of us. Yes, use the block. The right arm will go to the inside of the right knee, and then we're gonna turn, twist that arm, rotating it around. So we're binding and holding this leg. Yeah, so you're just turning. Good. Now extend out through the spine through your left arm. Circle that hand behind for that. And again, you're gazing out towards the left toes. You're trying to, if you notice that you're really slumping here, pull the heart forward.
breathe. Slowly release your hands. Go ahead and come up and bring that right foot to the inside. Now you may have done Janu Shasana, that's fine, we're not doing Janu Shasana now either. Right arm is going to instead circle behind the back. It's okay if you do a little bit of a twist, but if you do that, come back to face the front again. Lift the left arm. Exhale, hold. If it's possible, grab that left foot. Push down through your left thigh. We're going to transfer that left arm to the inside. And then keep the right arm bound behind your back, but slowly crank open to your right. That's it. Now free up that right hand. Think about that's what happens when we cut those cords. And then circle that right arm over the ear. So it's like a Pavrita Janu Shasana, a revolving form of this pose. And then inhale, stay in the twist as you come up. Transfer the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind your back. And continue to rotate around and around and around, but keeping that left sit bone stationed. And unwind, lift the right knee. Crisscross the ankles when you slide the left foot back. Hands come forward. You can hop back plank or step back plank. You can rock forward with your feet to lower to chaturanga. You can build into up dog, roll back to down dog. And if you want to skip all that, that's okay too. Take down dog instead. And let your left knee come down. And your right leg circle around. And if you need that block, use it. Or not. If you feel like, okay, I'm good on my left side, and I'm like, I can't stay upright. You slide a blanket up underneath the right hip, it can stabilize you. Lift the arms up, go forward, down, gaze out. I love still hearing the breath. I know when we fold forward, we start calming, cooling down a little bit. But if you could keep that Ujjayi breath going, that would be great. Inhale, let's build up. Remove that block, step that left foot out in front of you. Left arm to the inside of the knee. And then notice I'm turning the hand in, thumb down, and I continue to turn the thumb up. Okay, so that's what allows that arm. Yeah, exactly, to wrap in front. Right arm reaches ahead and then swims behind the back. And don't worry if you can't catch the hand. It's all right, like that. You're so close though, it's good, it's doing good. You will be able to again. It'll come back. My twist just came back. 2020, my pelvis literally twisted in my body, causing me all kinds of issues. It's finally back. And it really disrupted a lot of my twists for 2 years. Finally back. Took 2 years. Just imagine if you weren't doing this, right? Then inhale, let's build up. We'll catch that foot. And now bring it to the inside.
Left arm carries behind you. Turn the heart to face the front. The right arm lifts and hands down. Feel free to grab that foot. Move it towards Parivrtta Dhanurshasana. Right arm's going to transfer to the inside, and then you'll slowly lift up through the left shoulder, turning your body that direction, and then bring up the left hand, circling it overhead, pouring down. And some of you might be able to land the left hand to the tips of the toes. Don't worry if you can't. It's not the goal. The goal is freedom and peace. That's our theme today, to become an ambassador of peace. You're gonna take one more deep breath. And then inhale, when you bring that left arm up, stay in the twist, because the left hand will lower, the right hand will transfer to the left knee. One last breath. And on your out breath, you can unwind. All right, you're gonna lift the left knee, slide the leg out, flex both ankles, pick up both hands, and take it all the way forward. So I heard this podcast coming here today, and it was talking about how, when we get triggered by stress or trauma or something of that nature, we go into that fight, flight, freeze. And it was just a reminder that even though we've been wired and programmed that way to go into fight, flight, freeze, that we still have the power to override the conditioning. We have to trust, we have to believe, we have to be really connected with Him, to be aware when that's about to happen. And then even just taking deep breaths can transmute that energy. So we're not held hostage to that, so that we're not being reactive. Inhale, come out of Paschimottanasana, and you're going to bend your left knee. Now, you're not going to pull the foot all the way in. It's actually going to be angled a little bit more forward. So there should be a slope here from your knee down your shin. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take the hands down beside the hips, lean back just a little bit, and roll the shoulders back. Pick up the right leg. And then see if you can allow the thighs to be parallel with each other. And then see if you can release your arms. So we're just doing like a half full boat. All right, exhale, lower the right foot, back up your hands. Shoulders back, lean the trunk back just a bit. And then take the left foot up. Allow the thighs to be parallel. And maybe free up your arms. If you need your hands, you can use them. Or really try to tighten up the core here, the midsection of the body. Strengthening the hip flexors, it's keeping the leg up. Defying gravity. And release. All right, we're going to try it here. Both hands back, shoulders back. Let's see if we can pick both feet up. Maybe you need to keep your hands down. Okay, and that's all right. Maybe it's possible. Woo, walk it. Picking the arms up. Release your feet down. We're going to try one more. Lace the peace mudra around each big toe. See if you can slowly lift through your heels, staying attached to the toes. So this is a form of Paschimottanasana, actually. And if you want to turn the elbows out and up, you might be able to close a little bit of that gap in between. Exhale, bend the knees, feet together, and fold over. Baddha Konasana. And then you can remove the fingers from the toes at that point. Now that you're in this new shape. Inhale, come up. Slide your feet wide. Take your hands behind you. See if you can slide a little bit more forward. And transfer your hands down in front. Push out through your heels, press down through your thigh bones, and drop forward. Walk it out. Hold it down. All right, so I'm going to give you a choice. So you can practice your plow to your shoulder stand. To your fish. Maybe that's the inversion you want to practice. Obviously go slower. Hold each pose maybe 5 to 10 breaths. And there would be 3 there. If you would rather practice your headstand, freestyle or at the wall, you can always move your mat. The only people that would get into the frame would be right next to mine. If you don't mind being in the frame, I don't mind. But your headstand would be fingers around the arms, then legs together, knees crawl in, tuck and lift. And you can use the wall. Now, if you do headstand, when you come down, you'll land in child's pose. So you'll have 2, okay? If you're like, I don't want to be on my head, maybe you got issues with your neck. And if you have issues with your neck, shoulder stand probably wouldn't be great. Plow probably wouldn't be the best. Headstand's not the best either. So you could do this. Feet to the wall. Place your hand here. Walk up the wall. Nothing involved in the neck, other than to look down, and you can practice just doing a handstand like this, where you're getting used to not being flat against the wall or both feet to the wall. You can practice just one that way. And that would be 2-sided because you're making the L-shaped formation. And then you can come down to triangles. Did I just mess you up by giving you options? You have choices. Plow, shoulder stand, fish. Headstand to child's. Or handstand at the wall. Do you want to do waterfall instead? Here, put your feet down. Have a little bridge. Slide that. Do you do it on this side or this side? You do it on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is that in the right spot?
Mm-hmm.
That one's it. Okay, so waterfall is another good one. With the block under the pelvis. So you have the elevation, and then you float the feet. So basically, we're just trying to go upside down. If you have it begin coming out of your sequence, start coming out of your sequence. This time. Shavasana. If you grab props, feel free to use them. Maybe you need Stonehenge. Maybe you prefer a bolster under the knees. Maybe you just want to be flat on your back. Once you set up for Shavasana, close the lids of the eyes. Make us an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, let me sow pardon. Where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is sadness, let me sow joy. Where there is despair, give us hope. Where there is darkness, let there be light. If you've been feeling a lack of peace, freedom, even though this prayer wasn't originally by St. Francis, there is a little common saying. St. Francis, please come around. There's something lost that needs to be found. Maybe it's the peace, maybe it's the joy, maybe it's the freedom. No, you're never alone, and you can always call in assistance. And right now, maybe that assistance is through the power of the breath and that little call. Maybe it's a moment of silence or a time for prayer. But use this time wisely.
Deep and full of your breathing. And to activate some movement in your hands. Perhaps even rolling the head shoulder to shoulder. Eventually hugging the knees to the chest, if and only if you are flat on your back. Otherwise, bend your knees. And roll away to one side, come to a comfortable seat. Joining your hands together with prayer. Shanti means peace. We're going to chant Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti together. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Oh, we're at peace in our bodies, hearts, and minds. May we all walk away from this practice being free and at peace from anything out of our control, anything imposed upon us by another, or any internal concerns of our own. May we all be an ambassador and an instrument of peace. Oh, peace, peace, peace. Namaste. All right here today. Enjoyed the practice, enjoyed a little bit of a challenge, balancing